Let's talk a little bit about AJ. AJ was one of my students here at MIT, and he came over from the engineering school. He's a mechanical engineer, and he's really done a great job of not only building up a strong knowledge of engineering, but also learning the business side of it. This is what makes for a very strong entrepreneur. AJ and the NVBots team were part of the Global Founder Skills Accelerator here at MIT. They spent several weeks first developing their market segmentation for their 3D printing technology. And they found several markets that look like strong candidates, very attractive candidates, in fact.
We're the first company in the world to build a fully automated 3D printer. And what I mean by a fully automated 3D printer is that it requires no human interaction in the course of operation. When you use a 3D printer right now, it requires that you physically engage the 3D printer. You be there to upload your 3D model. You be there to make sure and verify that the print job is going well, and then be there to physically remove the part when it's done, and then start the process all over again. What we did is we made that totally autonomous. What you can do with our software and our hardware is go online to our cloud interface, hit print, view a live video stream of your print job during the duration of the print job, and then when it's done, automatically removes the part with our proprietary robotic arm and starts up the next print job.
How did you go about your market segmentation? What areas have you looked at initially?
Engineering design, aerospace, architecture, and construction modeling, healthcare, and education.
A key measure for success of entrepreneurs, as we've seen at MIT, is the ability to select a market and then to be disciplined and deselect other markets.
As much as everybody would love to attack everything at once and try and solve every problem in the world, it doesn't make any sense to do that. You have to focus on one specific market. As an entrepreneur, as someone trying to run their own business, it's really, really important that you not only select your beachhead market, but select it for strategic reasons to meet your long-term vision.
It's got to be difficult as a young, ambitious entrepreneur who sees a world of possibility to deselect some markets. Was that hard for you?
Yeah, it's very psychologically taxing, in fact. When you think there's an answer you want to hear, and you're working really hard to get that answer that you want, but then the data is just showing you something completely contradictory to what you want to hear. And it's really difficult to accept that you were wrong, but you got to just do it if you want to be successful.
Well, by the rule of deselection, we've come to the realization that you've selected education as your market. Tell us about this decision.
Yeah, so we've selected education because I see 3D printing as being a totally generational thing. And that's really where 3D printing is going to break into the mainstream of the world, is when we've trained the next generation of inventors and thinkers on how to actually think in the context of this new technology.
What advice would you have for our students in their own entrepreneurial endeavors?
First, love what you're doing, because if you're not waking up loving what you're doing the wrong thing. And that's just general life sense. Beyond that, think of your entrepreneurial endeavor as a system, because that's what it is. Every move you make has consequences. But the beautiful thing about a system is there's feedback. If you take a step in one direction, you can think about what you just did, look at what happened in the landscape around you, and then reevaluate the decision you made, take a step back or go in a different direction. And I highly recommend making sure that you're constantly making the right decisions by testing them. It's an experiment. Everything you're doing is an experiment, whether it be pricing or developing a product and going out and showing it to a user, or you're beta testing, those are all experiments. And if you're not treating them as experiments, you're doing the scientific process of entrepreneurship wrong.